I am Rosita Kjellberg, and I'm a pilot boat driver from this town, Gothenburg, Swedish administration, maritime administration. And in the evening and after this, you can see me in the pilot boat. We have problem with making too much waves, but today it's a good thing. So when you are out on the boat trials, we are there making the waves. Finally, yes. So let's see you there. And we have 2 women boat drivers in Gothenburg, and we are both on the boat today. So, thank you. Yes. And when Johan asked me how it was, I told, I've got a course yesterday and I'm so bloody out. And he asked, what kind of course is it? It's, we do the pilot boat drivers, you know, people have been there for 30 years driving the pilot boat and have to have something up and have to have to increase the skills, sort of. So, and we do have the education in the simulators, and I'll talk a little bit, and he asked me, couldn't you tell me about that? So, here I am. Complacency boarding and education. Complacency boarding. When we come with the pilot, we are welcome. And maybe you are not always. This is a picture I took it just a couple of days ago. I should be standing very close to this man, but I saw, that was a big and nice picture, so let's do it. It can be nice like this, too. The pilot boat looks like this. We will drive it today. Our skill is mostly to do the boarding, and that's part of it today. We work all the year, and the cargo come all the year, all the day, no limits. And we do not have any limits with the weather either. So we normally go out and to see, is it possible or not? When it's big waves, and well, can be, as we are there every day. We go out and meet the big vessel coming, try to make a good position for boarding, and if it's not possible, we used to go ahead, and they can board later. So, but no weather limits does not mean that we do the boarding in every condition, but we are there, we're out. So, to make the best condition for the pilot to embark in the high waves. The lee side, of course. The absolutely best side for condition is to have, if I think I'm the vessel, the wind's coming from my quarter. And on the other side, because if the wind is coming from the side, the boat can start to wave. But if it comes from the quarter, it's sort of hard to turn in the worst case. So often we used to ask them to make a turn. And when they do make the turn, it's a little bit flat, just a couple of seconds, and the pilots can take the step. I do have a small video. I'll see if I can imagine that one. Putta på den.
Ja, går det?
Vi får se om det går.
No. Vi försöker ta den efteråt.
It's not that necessary. So. Just so. And education then. When we have the new people, they are skilled in boat driving in different ways, but not maybe in the boarding. So what we're doing normally in the day and then in the night and everything, we have to put words on, and that is a little bit tricky. We used to, when we come in close to the vessel, you can see the white things. There's a scum I don't know the word for it. The spray, which is about 3, 4, 5 meters out of the vessel, there it's often a bit flat. So just in the where the spread start, that's a good place to be. The pilot ladder is often in the half of the vessel or aft of it. So we go up very close, maybe 5, 7 meters from, and check out the speed of our boat to adjust it for the ladder. Yeah. And then we check the ladder. There is types of combination of the ladder, and it can be a long one and a short one, and the combination with the fallrip, gangway and the ladder. So the pilot will safely come there. And if it's needed, we have to change it. So then time for boarding. The easiest way is to be in this outside the spread and adjust the speed. You have to adjust the speed, and the boat is not too bad, not too bad moving. Then start to steer towards the front of the ship, and you will automatically come in. And the last meter, do a turn at least 50 degrees with the rudder to fasten. A little bit too much, but as we are going forward, the boat will be a little bit leaning, but hard, and then it's stable, and the pilot can go. It is enough with 10 seconds, and the pilot will take the step.
So you're pressing the bow against the vessel?
Yeah. On the pilot boat, you can see here we have a pilot rig, and the rig is just in the turn from the bow and the flat side. So we use this force. We also have wheels on the side, and that wheels make it fasten too, which is good. So that was that. The last meter, turning to the side with a rudder angle about 15 degrees. Stay close there for the pilot to safe embark or disembark. So that's what we're doing often. And then we go off the ship. And I take this as there is people, when they come and we are doing the education, this is the skill that we have in the arms, and it's so hard to say it. But I have tried. To gently leave the ship, just go out to have some water in between the ship and you, and then parallel with the boat again, and you are free. Then you can steer out again. So, not so hard. We do also board ourselves. When we do boarding small ships, we use the same waves. Then we have the waves in the aft. Before boarding, we do have a short brief, the 3 of us or more, to secure is it good or not. And when the boat has turned and we can see now it's a good situation, let's go out. So we're not going out until it's good, because then you can have all the sea over you and the pilot will be wet on board, which is not good. Shared mental model, shared mental moment, we can call it. We all know now it's time, and we are concentrated. Even the new pilots need practice, and this is from a month ago. They are climbing up and down, and when they are climbing down, especially down, when is the time to take the step? So they are practicing this, and the old pilot, he's standing by the rig there. He told, I used to see at the top of the roof of the pilot boat. Then I know when to take the step. Then you have to know the pilot boat, of course. Yeah. We do have education, just 100 hours. because most of it is to handle the boat in the different situations. And flat water, as today, is lovely. There is other conditions. And as the one talking before me told about accident in the dark, and we actually do have accidents too, and most of them are in the dark, in not the worst weather, but a little bit worse, a little bit bad weather, not as much as you have to concentrate, then common. So when we do the education for the pilot boat drivers, we have concentrate of that, so we do have the darkness in. So, practice situation, I do have a small movie about that, and I've been filming and listening to myself, so trying to tell how to do. It's like telling someone how to go with a bicycle. It's not easy. It's a doing thing. Further education is maritime resource management, and I think you know about it. It's a situation and awareness, to be aware of the situation. Briefing, closed loop, challenge and response, authority and assertiveness, short-term strategy, debriefing. And to set the climate on board. And that's important. Because when we are driving here, we know the area. And it's easy to just drive. And we do not think about what are we doing. And we do use the radar, and we do use plotter, and we do use everything. But we also have a co-worker. Use him or her. It's important. So, the training. It's a combination of high-speed training and maritime resource management. High-speed training, we use this, how it is in English, I don't know. Where to turn, which course, what to steer on, and if there is any dangerous things. I think you know it. And this is, to maintain our skills, we use Swedish Maritime Administration simulators in Gothenburg. We use the high speed, in darkness, and only the compass and radar. So we have four different, exactly the same drivings. First in the daylight, see how it is. And then in dark, as much dark as we can have, so there is no nice pictures from that. There's just a few lighthouses to see, and otherwise it's just dark. And then we take away the plotter, and we do just have the radar and the compass and the map, and we can also see a little bit of the lighthouses, because that's the basic, and we have the skill. You have to raise the skill of it, and we have the double speed, so we have to talk as well. And they used to be a little bit sweaty after that. And this is the control room. We do have 3 bridges, and they are so concentrated when they're doing this, because they listen to how they are talking on the bridges. There are 2 working together, and they try to see the good thing, because if you just see, oh, this is not good, and then you will not be very happy for that. But to highlight the good situation, and then go on with it. But it is hard. So they're doing a very good job. And teamwork is the most important for us. It's also including eco-drive. And that's a little bit tricky, because we're driving as fast as we can, because we are in a hurry, and there's a lot of pilotage going all the time. We do have roughly about 5,000 pilotage trips in Gothenburg, and they are changing all the time, so we're just driving as much as we can. And then we do have this, we have to save the fuel. It's not easy. So we're discussing it. How can we do? How to going how to use what we have, the hull, the shallow parts or the deep parts, or where to go, and the different how much effects from the motors and when it's the best. And so we are starting a process, and I hope we will come a little bit better. And then we have the DECTIS up, and SOP, work health and safety, and culture. We do have life jackets, all of us, but do we use them as it is our normal work? And it shall be like when you're driving the car and you put the safety belt on, and if you don't, there is something missing. So this is what we want it to be, and we are almost there, but not yet. And it's plenty of that sort. And you were talking about helmets and everything. It's so easy to just leave it and go. So actually today I brought my life jacket. I was so happy. So, and here I am. And that's it. The best thing is the mornings. And I got this from a friend about boarding. That's all.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
In last winter, one pilot boat capsized in Finland. Did it raise any questions in your station?
Yes, a lot. Okay. In December, actually. December last year, there was a pilot boat capsizing in Finland, and 2 pilot boat drivers died. And the question was, does it affect us? And it did a lot. Since that, we have been discussing a lot of how to do, where is the most dangerous parts to be along the vessel, and how to do if the boat turns. Do we have any extra coming out with escaping areas, sort of? And we are still checking all our boats, and we are absolutely listening to the Finnish maritime administration as well. So we have create some new emergency exits of the boats. We have a big discussion about this very dangerous area of the quarter of the vessel, because the accident was that the pilot boats were driving behind in the flat water after the big boat, and the big boat turned for making lee, and the pilot boat unfortunately was on the wrong side and got this. Everyone who has been driving a small boat, and when you do the big turn, they got a big wave, and they were probably in that big wave, and the boat turned on the side, and they were there for about 10 minutes, and then, sorry?
That's when it capsized.
Yeah, after it capsized, it's laid on the side for 10 minutes before it turned upside down, and they found the pilot boat drivers with a survival suit inside the pilot boat. And we have been so many discussions about this. Never put on the survival suit inside a boat, because if you have water into the steering house, you will not get out of there. That's one. And do not use the life jacket inside either. We are not supposed to be. We have regulations about the area on the quarter of the boat, to take care of that. And that is actually one of the first thing we say to the new one coming. You can be almost everywhere, but not in the quarter of the boat, because the wave there is not good. And if they are turning, and they are turning fast, they can take you down. So, is that answer enough? Yeah. Is there any other questions? And how long have I been there? Yeah. I started 1982. So I've been there for a while. And I hope it's not too bad to be in the same place for a long time. So.
Thank you, Rosita.
Thank you.